What if Ripple and Gemini's latest move is more than just a loan? With millions on the line and RLUSD making waves, is this the beginning of a new crypto era? Let's unpack the story that could reshape the financial landscape. I am Artificial Alina and you are watching AlinaX. Let's dive deep. Alright, let's dive right into the latest developments surrounding Ripple and Gemini, a partnership that's been stirring quite a buzz in the financial and crypto world. Things are about to get very interesting, and if you've been following closely, you might already see the subtle yet intriguing connections being drawn here. This week has brought some notable news that could indicate a shift in the way things are happening in the world of crypto finance. But is it all just a coincidence, or is there more beneath the surface? Gemini, a major player in the crypto exchange game, has filed with the SEC about a revolving credit facility from none other than Ripple. Now, for the uninitiated, a revolving credit facility is essentially a line of credit, something companies use to fund their operations, with the ability to borrow money, repay it, and borrow again. This one, though, is particularly eye-catching. The facility starts at a hefty $75 million. But it's expandable all the way up to $150 million. Now, that's a serious financial commitment, especially considering that this kind of agreement typically signals something big in the works. So, let's break down what that really means. According to the filing, Gemini can draw a minimum of $5 million at a time from this credit line. Not too surprising, this is how these facilities often work. The interest rates, however, are what really catch your attention. It's set at 6.5% or 8.5%, depending on what kind of collateral is put up. And what kind of collateral might that be, you ask? Well, it's highly likely that cryptocurrency is involved in this deal, given the nature of both Ripple and Gemini's operations. But hold on, we're just scratching the surface here, because here's where things start to get a little unusual. Now, the truly unique aspect of this credit line is that if Gemini borrows more than $75 million from Ripple, they will be able to draw additional funds in RLUSD. Yes, you heard that right, RLUSD. What's that, you ask? Well, RLUSD is Ripple's own stablecoin, and the interesting part here is that while Gemini doesn't have to use RLUSD, it's available to them. This opens up a whole new avenue for Ripple to integrate RLUSD into a regulated exchange's financing structure. What does that mean? Essentially, Ripple could sneak its stablecoin into the mainstream, making it a more established and legitimate currency for exchanges that are regulated. But at the same time, Gemini doesn't have to use it. They're just being given the option. Now, let's take a step back and think about what this means for both Ripple and Gemini. Ripple gets an immediate win in terms of distribution and legitimacy. By having RLUSD embedded into an SEC filing, they're not just legitimizing their stablecoin, they're also placing it right into the financial system's wheelhouse. For Gemini, this move gives them some much-needed flexibility. If things like USDT, Tether, start facing regulatory limitations, or if the US banking system starts tightening up, they've got an option in RLUSD. Plus, Gemini can present this as part of a regulatory-ready stablecoin story to investors, a move that could boost their credibility in the eyes of potential stakeholders. It's a win-win for both parties. Ripple gets its stablecoin into the mix, and Gemini gets a financial safety net. But hold on, this isn't just about a loan and a stablecoin. Coincidence or not, things start to get even more interesting. Just the day before this filing, Gemini received a MiCA, Markets in Crypto Assets, license in Malta. This is huge. MiCA is one of the European Union's most important regulatory frameworks for the crypto industry, and Gemini's license means it's gearing up for compliance with EU regulations. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. Ripple, through its new Luxembourg facility, applied for a MiCA EMI, electronic money institution license back in July. What does this mean? Both companies are essentially preparing for the same regulatory compliance in the EU. They're getting ready to play ball in the European market, ensuring that their operations are in line with upcoming regulations. Now, let's talk about something that really got the crypto community talking: a billboard in New York City. This billboard featured an XRP-branded Mastercard issued by WebBank with the message, "Prepare your bags," and an announcement date of August 25th, 2025. And get this, Ripple and Gemini have each committed $75 million to this initiative. Hold up a second. Where have we seen $75 million before? Right, that's the same amount listed as the initial loan amount in the SEC filing, before RLUSD becomes an option. So, what are we seeing here? Is this a coincidence, or is there something more at play? Here's where we start to get a little speculative. Is it possible that Ripple is effectively underwriting Gemini's IPO liquidity? Could this partnership also be paving the way for a new payment product? One where RLUSD is used in the background, compliant with MiCA regulations? We're not sure yet, but it's certainly worth considering. Could this partnership be more than just a loan arrangement? Is there a bigger plan unfolding here? One that involves Ripple's stablecoin, RLUSD, entering the market in a regulated, legitimate way? It's possible. And let's be clear, we're all just grasping at straws here, trying to connect the dots. But what we're seeing is more than just a simple financial agreement. It feels like there's something more happening behind the scenes. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What does all of this mean? To sum it up briefly, Gemini has borrowed $75 million from Ripple with the option to use RLUSD, and now both companies are using that same amount to launch an XRP-branded Mastercard. Oh, and let's not forget about MiCA compliance. Both Ripple and Gemini are positioning themselves for regulatory approval in the European Union. It's a web of connections that seems too intricate to be just a coincidence. But what's the end game here? Are we looking at a potential shift in the way stablecoins are used on regulated exchanges? Is Ripple setting the stage for RLUSD to become a mainstream compliant asset in the global financial system? Time will tell. So, to wrap things up, it's clear that something bigger than just a loan is happening here. This isn't just about Ripple and Gemini striking a simple financial deal. It's about positioning, it's about compliance, and it's about the future of stablecoins in a regulated world. And as we watch this story unfold, one thing is for certain: the intersection of Ripple, Gemini, and RLUSD could very well be a key turning point in the evolving landscape of crypto finance. We're just scratching the surface, and there's still so much more to come. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as I did, smash that thumbs up right now. Don't miss out on our exclusive, never-before-seen insights. Subscribe immediately to join our inner circle at AlinaX and stay ahead with every breaking update. I want to hear your thoughts, questions, and theories, so drop a comment below. Every single one will be read and replied to. Act fast, be part of this revolution, and let's redefine the future together.